Hi, I'm James Molesworth, Senior Editor at Wine Spectator and Lead Taster on our Wines of Chile. And we're sitting here with Aurelio Montes, who is the co-founder, co-owner, head winemaker, president, chairman of the board. He does it all at Viña Montes, which is one of Chile's most respected wineries.
Okay, well, thank you, James, for this invitation. It's an honor for me to be with you here sharing these wines.
Let's talk a little bit about Apalta and where the wine is from. Tell us what brought you to Apalta, how you found the spot, and what makes it such an interesting place to make wine.
In 1972, when I started working in wines with the Undurraga family as a winemaker, I was sent to Apalta to buy some grapes from very old producers. And it was a love at first sight. When I saw the spot there, I knew that there was something interesting. It's a place where you have high slopes, very granitic, quite granitic, with low fertility of the soils. We have a river that closes this valley that is a half-moon-shaped valley facing the southwest. So
which is unusual in the southern hemisphere.
Which is very, very unusual because the sun, we have a late rising sun in the morning and a very early sunset. Mm-hmm. So the sun that we have in Apalta, it's not as strong as in the northern slopes. We have the effect of the southern wind coming straight into the vineyards, which milds the climate as well. So everything seemed to be very odd compared to the historical, use that we had in the vineyards.
So Colchagua is basically a warm valley, but this is a cool spot.
Yeah, that's it. And the wine is showing a little bit of that. The more fresh fruit and the better acidity and pH of the wine.
What years did you plant the vines?
We bought the property in 1990, and we started planting the same year. So we started climbing up the hillsides, which is slow and expensive to do. So we could plant part of the slopes that year, and we have been planting year through year more and more into the higher slopes, with very steep slopes up to 35-40% of steepness.
Okay.
And very high now. We're about 600 feet above the ground, where the winery is. It's very high. And we're planning to do some of the plantations this year. So it's a non-stop thing.
Even though Chile has a long history of wine production, in the earlier days, most of the vineyards were on the valley floor. In the last decade or so, many people have moved up to these slopes and terraces, as you've done in Apalta, and have changed the vineyard base, and they've really had to relearn everything, so to speak, with all the new vineyards that have come online in the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, and especially, the viticulturists, the people involved in working with the vineyard, they have to believe that the low yields and the control of vigor and the late, harvest and all that really worked, because they had been for years, in a system that was quite traditional, quite non-technical. They picked the grapes the day of the grandfather's birthday, and that was it every year, independent if there was a rainfall or if the grapes were really ripe. So all of this has brought into the viticulture side of the winemaking, process, a lot of technology that is a very important part, I would say, of the final product and of the quality of the final product.
Cheers.
Thank you.